Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer. In this video, I'm going to show you how to put together this Catio from Aivituvin. The model name is Air 22. I saw this on TikTok, but it's sold everywhere, including Amazon. Now I'm going to walk you through the steps, so you might want to pause this video and follow along with your instruction manual. If you don't have this exact model, this video might still be helpful because it looks like a lot of the same building concepts will apply. The manual said you're going to need a drill. I would actually suggest having two. One set up with a thin drill bit that is a little bit smaller than the fasteners, and the other with a Phillips driver. If you have clamps, that might also be helpful too. Okay, so stay with me and let's get to work. The box is pretty heavy and it says 2 people are required for this build, but I did it by myself, so it is possible. All of the contents come well packaged. You'll want to work in an area that has plenty of room and is close to where the Catio will end up. The instruction manual is right on the top, followed by a flexible rubberized mat that protects the bottom of the enclosure. You're going to find multiple frames that make up the sides, and at this point the scent hit me. A lot of people online complained about the smell, but as a woodworker, I immediately recognized it as cedar, which is my favorite.
It smells like cedar. Why was everybody complaining about the smell? It smells like cedar to me.
There are also random sized planks that make up the shelves and cat house that go on top. You can see the pieces are stamped with identification letters and numbers on the bottoms. There are also shelving brackets and 2 wooden handles. There are several bags containing caster wheels, and this red bag has all of the screws. Here's a close-up of the frames with protective wiring. The side with the staples goes on the inside. The top is the heaviest piece and has a shingle type texture. A word of caution, if there's even the slightest wind, you'll want to hang onto the foam and bubble wrap or it will end up in your neighbor's yard because the packaging is very lightweight. I placed the pieces in groups and frames in order, starting with A1, B1, and C1, and then A2, B2, C2, and so forth. Here's a look at the manual. I know I told you in the intro you'll need 2 drills. I'm going to stand by that. They actually suggest a handheld screwdriver, and I'm going to tell you now that would take 10 years and result in carpal tunnel, so steer clear of that. Here's this 2-person business again, but you can see that I assembled it by myself, so it is possible. And the approximate assembly time is 45 minutes, which I knew right away, judging from the number of pieces, that was going to take at least twice that amount of time, and it did. At least all of the hardware and parts are clearly depicted, although I was sometimes confused which side was up, but I guessed correctly. A couple things I would recommend about this build ahead of time. I would definitely pre-drill all of the holes because the ones that came from the factory are not really that great. I also countersunk the screws ever so slightly, but you do what you think is best, and make sure you listen to how the wood sounds when you attach the fasteners. If you hear any splitting or cracking at all, stop and reassess the situation. To begin, find the panel marked C2 and the 2 brackets marked L. Attach them through the back using 4 P1 screws. The baggie looks like this. I always look over the piece in these kind of situations and find the nice side and make sure that it's facing out or in whatever direction it'll be most noticeable when installed. Now find panel C1 and brackets J1 and J2. This is one of those times I didn't know which side was up or down. The bracket mounts lower on the frame, so there's more space at the top, and the directions show J2 on the left and J1 on the right. Attach them using 4 P1 screws. Next, secure the handle marked K to the front panels A1 and A2 using 2 P3 screws on each. You'll notice the handle is low on A1 and high on A2. Now assemble the lower half of the hutch by attaching A2 in the front, B2 in the back, C2 on the left, and D2 on the right. Use 8 P3 screws. Then locate the 2 caster wheels without the brakes. The part is M2 and we're using 6 P3 screws or 3 on each side. I flipped my section over for this step. The directions are a little vague here because, as you can see, the support block can go either way, and I wasn't thrilled that one inner corner isn't attached to anything. I also don't care for the look of it facing this way with the end grain showing, so I fastened mine like this, but again, that's up to you. There aren't any pre-drilled holes, so do your best to hold or clamp the block in place so it's flush with the Catio sides. One block of mine had a slight crack in it, so I faced it towards the back side. Now find the 2 remaining casters, part number M1, and grab 6 more P3 screws. Attach them the same way, but to the back corners. Now find the 2 floorboards, or part F, and place them in the bottom of the lower half of the hutch. Looking at the front, the pattern runs horizontally. If you have extra hardware at the end, you might want to fasten these down in the corners. That's just a side note. Next, put part R above the wood if you would like, or if you prefer more ventilation, you could always leave it off. Now attach the shelf panel, part H, on the shelf brackets in the lower half using 4 P4 screws. Put the middle layer, part G, on the top slat of the lower hutch. It rests inside the grooves. To attach the top hutch, attach A1, which faces the front, B1, which is the back, C1 on the left, and D1 on the right. Use 8 P3 screws. Now you can place the upper hutch on top of the lower one and attach it with 6 P2 screws. There are holes for 2 screws in the front and back and 1 hole on the left and right. This is how the directions show it. However, you might want to modify it for your needs. In my case, I need the upper cat door to face to the right and butt up against my house. So I'm going to rotate my top counterclockwise 1 turn. For the sake of this video, I'm going to finish out the other directions as instructed, and then I'll show you how I modified mine to work for me. Next, assemble the little cat house that goes at the very top of the Catio. Part O is the front, N1 is the left, and N2 is the right. This part was confusing to me because the instructions aren't very clear which end of the sides faces forward. You can see the support piece is recessed on one end. Put the recessed end forward and the blunt end to the back. I placed mine on a flat surface so it was level and attached them with 4 P4 screws. Connect the roof part P using 4 P4 screws. Now attach the cat house on the underside of panel I using 4 P4 screws. And is it me, or did my drill just sound like Beethoven's Fifth? You should end up with something that looks like this. Place the cat house on the upper shelf and attach it with 2 P4 screws in the front and 1 P3 screw towards the back. To be honest, I don't know where that P3 screw is supposed to go because I didn't find a pre-drilled hole, so I attached it where I felt it was best and the end of the screw wouldn't come up into the cat house. And right around this point, we got hit with a downpour out of nowhere. Next, attach the roof part E to the top of the house using 4 P1 screws. The side without the slat faces down, so if the cat house is outside, rain will drip off of the edge. 2 screws go in the front and 2 go in the back. On a side note, you might have to pull the sides so the roof is square. Now find the baggies containing the eye hooks. The 2 latches with the eye hooks P6 go on the sliding cat door, and the 4 plain eye hooks P8 twist into place in these areas, allowing you to lock the door up or down. This is how the latches work. You can open the doors completely if you need to clean the enclosure, and they secure tightly when closed. If you only purchased 1 cat house, this is where the written directions end. Everything else that's left is extra material should you need to connect more than 1 catio. Now, as you can see, mine needs some tweaks because as is, the tiers don't function as they should. For one, the cats need to be able to step out onto a shelf, otherwise there's a huge drop off to the bottom. Also, there's no way for them to access the top cat house because the middle shelf is directly below. This was easily fixed by removing one of the support pieces to a different spot. Then I secured it in place with some extra screws. Most importantly, the overhang of the roof in front doesn't allow for the catio to butt up against my house. I fixed this by removing the dowel pins at the top of the cat house, and this allowed me to reposition the roof so it sits like this. I also added a few woodworking clamps to keep it from shifting, and I engaged the brakes as well. My catio is in the shade, so I think it's important to point out that you should never leave it in the hot sun with your pet locked inside. My cats are always able to return inside if they want to, and I believe this is key to their enjoyment. They come running when they hear me open the window, but know they can move in and out at their leisure. This particular catio runs in the $200 range, and I'll include a shopping link in the description if you'd like to pick one up for your pets too. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, let me know in the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe here so you don't miss any future videos. You can also find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as well. As always, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, take care.
Hey, I got a question for you, but I want to film it.
Go ahead. What's your question?
What does it smell like to you?
Cedar.
You didn't even get by it.
I can smell it from here.
Okay.
Smells like aromatic
It
cedar.
sure does, because everyone online was complaining that it stunk, and I'm like, what are they talking about? It's cedar. It smells great to me.
Yeah, I don't find aromatic cedar.